up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm gonna be showing you guys 4 Halloween makeup ideas that I decided to do in literally just one video. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm gonna give you guys 2 easy ones and then 2 like intricate, time-consuming ones. They're still quite easy, but the 2 easiest ones are anime based, so if you don't like anime and if you don't know which ones these are, I would definitely recommend doing the 2 other ones. It's like a sugar skull and a clown one. So yeah, they are quite easy. You could just use like regular makeup for this. I used face makeup for this as well as like regular makeup, so it's like a mix of both. So it should be very easy for you guys if you don't have these at all. If you don't have these, the majority of these 2 you could actually use regular makeup to get it done. One of them you do need special effects blood, fake blood. So if you don't have that, I would just kind of say use red liquid lipstick, so just to get the idea of blood and all that stuff. Alright, enough of me rambling, let's go ahead to the video. Okay, so I want to do like a very simple one for like Attack on Titan fans. It's literally just like when you are no longer a Titan, basically. Like it has the markings of a Titan. Trying to figure out which one to do because there's like different ones, but there's like one specific one. But I think we're just gonna do errands. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the Mayron face palette. It's literally just like a water activated kind of face makeup. So with the wet brush, because like think of it as like watercolor, we're gonna use it like that. I'm gonna kind of like use this guy. I feel like I could just use that one, but I'm gonna use a little bit of brown as well. So I'm gonna use a little lid for a candle. Literally just use whatever you got. Scrape it on there if it lets you, and then just mix it around. Oh, that should be a good color. I think that's good. Kind of no wrong way to do this. Small, long, then small. Got it. Oh, okay. This honestly always happens to me. No, you're dying. No. Don't die on me. Don't die on me. A cast member, when we were doing face paintings, not face paintings, a cast member when we were doing Jack Skellington said that Tim Burton always wanted his workers that did drawings to have their own style. My style is definitely sketchy. Like sketches, not like oof, more like it's sketchy. Also, I feel like these aren't meant to be like perfect because like they freaking come out of a freaking Titan, so like yank. There's some stretches in it, there's some like peeling. This is peeled. That's basically it. It's super simple. You could basically dress up as them. I don't have any merch of them besides this, so any green hoodie or a poncho of that's green that looks like their wear stuff should work. But yeah, I'm acting very weird. Here's the makeup. I really hope you guys like this one. I kind of like it. It's very simple. Probably will use this one for the LA Haunted Hayride. I was gonna use the Sugar Skull one, but this one's a lot simpler and does not take that much time. Literally less than 10 minutes. Okay, here's like another style. Not really style. Aaron's hair. Okay, so like for season 4, Aaron, he kind of has longer hair and he kind of puts it in a bun. Has like these sticking out, but I have longer hair than him, so this is my version. Literally just a little ponytail with my bangs sticking out. But yeah, also I made them a little bit more browner. I kind of like looked back at it and they're clearly way darker than this, but like also light, if that makes any sense. Like it looks like scarring. I think people will understand what this is once they see me with like this and then probably like the beanie. But yeah, that is it. Very simple. Okay, next what we're going to be doing is a character from Naruto. It's going to be Hidan. So here's what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the face palette, brushes, some white hair dye stuff that's temporary, water, and a hair clip that he doesn't actually like using all the time, so I was happy that he used that. And here's the reference photo. So to do this, it's quite easy because his makeup is kind of like a skull, except it's his own style. So I'm just gonna go with the reference and I shall let you guys watch it. I will say though, sometimes with the face makeup that I used, I could accidentally use too much water and I'll have to go in more than one layer. So as you can see here, I need to apply more once it dries up. So you'll see that in a bit. Yeah, the white one looks pretty well, but I do know myself and I will go back in and make it more opaque. And then here, he said his lips were very ticklish, so it was hard for me to get his lips black. The nose is a little bit different. Instead of it being like the typical skull nose, there's like a square in the middle and then there's two triangles, so I just did that very quickly. And here I'm just making the lines a little bit more crisper, as well as going ahead and doing a second layer of the black. Okay, so when I was looking at the reference, it looked like the top of the lids were white. I am doing that right now, but I go back and I look at a different photo and it was actually black, so I'm gonna end up removing the white later on and adding the black on top. This kind of gave me some like punk rock Kiss vibes. I took off the eyebrows. I wasn't a fan of the eyebrows, so just give it a moment. Here we're just adding the white temporary hair dye. It's something that you just brush on and then you just like wash it off. Hidan has white hair, but I really don't think he'll be committed to actually making his hair white and making it damaged, so we're just doing this.
Oh, come on, fool.
And there you have it. Very simple. Didn't take that long. I would say like 30 minutes. Okay, next up, we're gonna be doing the sugar skull. I already did my hands. I did it for fun. I was trying to show that they glow in the dark. Here's the reference. I did this around 2017, I think. Okay, so to make it glow in the dark, I'm going to be using this Make It Forever Fluid Light Glow in the Dark pigment, Mayron face palette, the white one, the candle thingy, water. We're going to scrape out some of the white, apply it into the candle thingy, add some of the pigment, some water, and just mix it all together, and you have glow in the dark white makeup. So to start off, we're going to do the eyes and just do dots all over it. And then after that, we're going to do little, let's call them little rainbows all over the dots. Do that on both sides. Okay, once we're done with that, we're actually gonna do dots on top of those. It's a lot of layers. Next up, the nose. I do like a little, I like to call them skeletons. It's like a base of how I'm gonna do the nose, and then just fill everything in. Alright, once I'm done with that, we're gonna go ahead and do the jaw part. So it's gonna be laced. It's really no right or wrong way to do it. It's just little swirls here and there. So it's gonna look like a jaw in the end, if you could tell. And as you can tell, I do make a mistake here. I notice it and I could just easily wipe it off. I was nervous that it was going to still show with the glow in the dark part, but honestly it didn't. You couldn't see it at all. Alright, once I'm happy, we're going to go ahead and do the teeth. And I will say, I'm not a big fan of my teeth. I was trying to make them like go out, like up and out. I don't know. I saw it somewhere and I really liked it. And I tried doing it, but I wasn't a big fan of how I did them. So yeah, as long as they look like somewhat teeth, it should be fine. And then I realized I kind of didn't do it symmetrical. My face isn't symmetrical either, but like I didn't put it in the middle. Alright, the last thing we're going to be doing for this white part is little spider webs. I'm going to be putting on my forehead as well as on my chin. Well, honestly, I am really happy I got this Mayron face makeup because it makes doing face makeup very, very simple and very easy. Just dots all around. Now, if you want, you could do this, but it's basically shading. I'm just going to get like a dark brown and just go on like the little smaller parts just to give it some dimension. That's basically it. So just any brown shade, whatever you like. I'm gonna go ahead and shade everywhere randomly. What I didn't show though was that on my teeth area, I do shade around that to make it just look more dimensional and that you can see them separated. It doesn't have to be perfect, but this is how it is. The last thing I did was add in a little flower crown, and then I am going to show you how it looks like in the dark. It's really, really cool. I even surprised myself. Yeah, this is a really cool makeup idea if you do like doing this kind of stuff. Really cool if you take it out with like friends and all that, especially where there's blackout everywhere. People are going to be surprised at your makeup. Alright, the last one we're going to be doing is the bloody clown makeup. Bloody clown joker kind of makeup, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go ahead and do my base off camera and I'll come back when we do the eyes. Alright, so I did do a TikTok, which is why I look like this, so just don't mind that. For the majority of this, I actually am using the James Charles palette, so that is what I'm using here on my lids. I'll write down on the screen right now what it is, what shade it is. We're going to go ahead and use the black on the James Charles palette, and we're just going to be patting that on the lid, and then we're going to go ahead and blend it out as well with the same shade that I used to use on my crease. Honestly though, I was trying to make it look very perfect, but in the end it doesn't have to be perfect because we're actually going to be covering the majority of the eyeshadow with black from the Mayron palette. So I went ahead and did the under eyes, quite not needed, but I did use brown and then black on the lash line. If you want to do it, you could go ahead and do that, but honestly this was really not needed and you'll see why. Next, what we're going to be doing is a very, very long wing. On the model that I saw, hers was more intense, but to be quite honest, I have more lid space and hers was touching her eyebrows, so I didn't want to touch my eyebrow because that would have been a huge wing. Not entirely sure what you call this, but we're going to go ahead and just do a little line right here inside the inner corner. Alright, next up we're going to start doing the triangles on our foreheads. Now I have a small forehead, so these are going to be a little bit tiny. At first I wasn't going to actually put it inside my lids, but then I decided I'm just going to go ahead and just like go through my eyebrow to my lids. Right now though, I'm just going to do a rough sketch of where everything's going to be applied. Going in with the Fenty Beauty red lipstick, I'm going to be putting that all over my eyes to make it look bloody. This is why I said that it was very unnecessary to blend out the bottom part of my eyes because I'm just going to cover it up. I never did it, but I kind of wish I used the Mayron red instead of this one because this one came out a bit more pinker than I would have liked to. And here we go, using the Mayron black and just putting it on my lid, just connecting them, nothing to it. I will perfect it still later on with the eyeliner just to crisp out the edges. Adding the little dots, little rough sketch, I'm going to be adding the lines down here and then the dots again, and then I'm going to be using the eyeliner as well to just make the circles a bit more crisp. So you can't really tell here, but I ended up connecting the little lines and made like curves into it instead of it just going up to my eye. I'm going to do a little rough sketch of where the smile is going to be, as well as the nose. And this is where the crisp circles come in. I kind of blocked it with this mirror, but I did my lips as well. Went ahead and did more to make it a bit more redder, but honestly it still looks pink to me, but it's gonna be covered up by blood anyways. Adding a little red dot to the nose, and here I'm just gonna explain what I'm doing because I'm completely covering it, but I'm just making the smile lines a little bit thicker, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use the Mehron black face paint to just outline my lips and then blend everything out, as well as using the red one to just make it more blendable. Making everything look opaque, making sure nothing is see-through. Making sure everything is blended. So here's how it's looking at right now. I am going to go in with on my nose and blend it up a bit more and just make the red look more intense. Okay, so after that we're gonna go ahead and do the collar on the neck, and I wanted it to look more of like a paint strokes, so that is what we did. I just used red and white and just made sure I had little points on the end to make it look like a collar, and that's basically it. So this, I was not a fan of it because it was so sticky, as you can even tell right here. It was so hard to get out, and it was very tacky and sticky. It felt like honey, and it dried up instantly once it touched air. So definitely recommend using a different one than this one. I had more, but I don't know why I chose this one, to be quite honest. But yeah, we're just gonna go and put it everywhere. As you can tell, look at right here, it's very, very sticky like honey, and I hated it. But yeah, I'm just gonna apply it everywhere where I want the blood. Can't really go wrong with blood, especially when it's like a killer clown, so anywhere, everywhere is best. And then all we need to do is do the hair and we are done. And here is how it looks like. Very creepy. Definitely love this. This is great for like a party and just like creeping everybody out who hates clowns, because that's the best part. You just like get into character and just scare the hell out of people. Love that. Alright, that's gonna be the end of this video. I really hope you liked it. I really hope this inspired you guys to do some kind of makeup look on your face for Halloween. If you did, let me know which one you are going to do, if you're going to do any of them, or if it just inspired you to do a certain kind of makeup look. Let me know. But yeah, I really hope you liked the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and subscribe down below, and then turn on the post notifications so you know when I upload, and I'll see you guys on the next one.